The good news is remarkable progress is being made extending the length of our lives. But the bad news is little is being done to develop the culture, social institutions, and policies to go with these increased lifespans. So how to make the most of this bonus life chapter? Marc Freedman, founder and CEO of Encore.org, a nonprofit working to promote Encore careers, and author of The Big Shift, Navigating the New Stage Beyond Midlife, joins us now with some suggestions. Hi, Marc. So, when we think about living longer, we automatically think about saving more for retirement. But you say that's just a small part of what we need to address, right?
It is. In many ways, I think of it as scenario planning through the rear view mirror. We've got this new longevity, which is quite remarkable and seems set to expand further yet. And then the way we think about that period is stuck in the last century, just longer retirements. I started the article in today's journal with a billboard which says the first person to live to 150 is already alive, and the tagline is "Let's prepare for a longer retirement." And I think that comes to an 85-year retirement. I'm going to be lucky if I can get through 10.
It's so true. You make the point that life extension without any sort of social innovation is a recipe for disaster. And you have some suggestions. Let's start with your first suggestion, which is to name this new life chapter.
I think we have to invent an entirely new stage of life, which may sound crazy. Life stages seem like the oxygen in the air, fixtures, but they're actually fictions. We invented retirement 50 years ago as we know it. 100 years ago, we had all these young people who weren't children, they weren't adults, and we invented adolescence, which is a reminder that once you invent one of these things, it's not easy to undo. And now I think we've got this, 10,000 boomers a day flooding into their 60s who are in an oxymoronic period. They're the young old.
So that's a good name. Should we call them the young old?
But my mother-in-law says she's on her next to last dog. So maybe they're the new dog years.
Oh, I love that. But you also say we should mark the transition with some sort of ceremony. Do you mean like an advanced bar mitzvah?
Exactly. That may sound crazy too, but just think about retirement. We had the retirement party, the gold watch, the RV trip across America, and it was a signal to people that they were entering a new period in life. And I think people have been so busy in the middle years, taking care of kids and parents, working long hours, that they haven't had a minute to think about what's next. I think we should have a gap year for grown-ups, not just for their kids.
I love that idea. Now, of course, we do have to figure out how to finance all of this, right?
It's true. In the article, I suggest a parallel to individual retirement accounts, individual purpose accounts for that gap year. But I think we should think out of the box on public policy too. What about taking a year of Social Security when you're 56 to go back to school or to do an internship and just agree to work a year or so later before we get full benefits? I think it's time to really go back to the drawing board and figure out how to make the most of this upcoming period.
Great idea. I'd love to go back to school in my 80s. That's my plan. All right. Thank you so much, Marc Freedman, for that. Thank you.